Hi guys, Artiar here. So for this video, we'll be looking at how should you build your Esper Jiang. So Jiang recently buff actually make him very fun because of his changes of his demon mode, the buff he actually gained from his previous R6 effect. Everything changes in Jiang actually make him very fun, and he instantly become one of the meta in the PvP content. So I take some time to actually make this infographic guide out because I saw there's a decent amount of comment that asking how should you build their own Jiang, like everyone Jiang like different level, like some is level 60, level 70, and then they have different Reso, and Jiang can be actually built in a lot of way. So I decided to make this infographic guide out, even though he's no longer a new Esper, but I think he's fun to play, and I think people are actually curious to how to build him, right? So I'm going to go through his the skill kit first, and go through the equipment stats, stats to focus, and also my Reso recommendation. Okay, so first one, he's a fighter Esper streamer type with a triple threats of 40% attack, which is our GVG content. And then S1 will reduce his current HP by 20%, which is a good thing for making him do extra true damage, because he deals extra true damage based on his lost HP. And then reducing his own HP also make him able to go into his demon mode a lot faster. Then he will also inflict a sear that cannot be resisted. This is very good as well. And if you use Jiang in PvE, which he kind of have the potential to use in PvE now, is actually the sear here actually come in handy. Then for the demon mode, for every 5% max HP Jiang lost, his base speed, attack, and defense increase by 5%. So basically, if you reduce by 50% max HP, they're going to increase 50% of his speed, attack, and defense. But everything here is base. So it's based on his original attack, defense, and speed. So it won't calculate with your equipment stats. So upon taking lethal damage, Jiang does not die and enters demon mode for 2 turns. He will remove all his buff and debuff from himself. But removing all the buff is including our ally buff, but you can reapply the buff afterwards he get demon mode. Because it will dispel everything, but when he's in demon mode and you cast something like attack up or something else, he will still get the buff, but he won't get debuff. Then he'll restore a certain amount of HP. He'll gain 1 turn of standoff. This standoff can be dispelled, and then this ability cooldown is not affected by any ability. So you cannot use like Nusi or Sachiko or the other Esper that can CD reset. It won't work on Demon Reborn, but Ocean Wave is able to work because it only won't get affected by ability, but it will get affected by equipment. Then your S3 is an AoE damage that will reduce your current HP by 50%, and then will further deal extra true damage based on his lost HP. Basically, it's like your S1, but instead of 20%, it's 50%. Instead of single target, it's AoE damage, and then will also inflict taunt. But this taunt can be resisted, unlike the S1, sear cannot be resisted. So the taunt here will force the enemy to hit Jiang to make him go into the demon mode a lot faster. Okay, then passive. Demon mode is undispellable. It cannot be debuff, cast ability, or counter attack, so there's no way for you to use like Avatara set on Jiang. And then you cannot get debuff, but you can get buff. So like I mentioned earlier, you're able to get buff. Then your base speed, base attack, and base defense plus 100%, which is basically your passive of this Demon Reborn. And then your speed is increased by this effect, but the carrier final speed won't excel the highest speed on the battlefield. So let's say in the whole battlefield, the enemy total have a maximum of 400 speed. So let's say 400 speed. So your demon mode, when you get this demon mode, your speed gain won't be higher than the 400 speed, because total is the fastest. Your Jiang speed cannot be faster than the fastest speed Esper in the battlefield. Alright, so there's no reason for you to build your Jiang fast, so build your Jiang decent will do, decent speed. And then he'll dispel all buff on one random enemy every turn, then he'll jump on that random enemy, then deal 140% attack, and this attack ignores defense. So ignores defense basically makes your damage into true damage, but he's not doing true damage, so he can be still affected by damage reduction or damage increase, damage taken increase, or even critical hit as well. So Jiang demon mode damage is basically an advanced version of true damage, because true damage cannot be affected by damage taken increase, but also cannot get affected by damage reduction. and the damage cannot be crit. So true damage is very strong because it ignores everything, so you do exactly the damage you're gonna do, but you're not able to crit. But Jiang Zhuli, it ignores the defense totally, but his damage can be crit, but it will still get affected by damage taken, damage reduction by the enemy, or damage taken bonus from your Zihe, for example. Then another thing is where you also do a splash damage to one enemy. This splash damage is half of your damage that you do on that target, and this damage also ignores defense. That's the reason why he's so strong, and that's the reason why Jiang Zhuli actually does so much damage, because it ignores the enemy defense. Then it also deals extra true damage after attacking, so it's basically double damage. So if the main target will be getting 140% attack that ignores defense, and then you get another true damage with a small portion, then the splash damage target will also get your true damage bonus, and then you also get a shield every time you get ability damage. So if people is gonna hit you, you're gonna get one shield. The shield is kind of like 30% of your thickness. Is basically Jiang Zhuli R2 effect. The intimidate effect is very thick. So you want to kill Jiang Zhuli in demon mode, there's only a few ways, which is either you dispel the shield while attacking, which is kind of like Nora or Momo. It's kind of like the best way to kill, or some damage that can dispel at the same time or ignore shield, like for example Fushi that can ignore shield, or Moriyama, when he does damage he also ignores the enemy buff. So it can, cause this shield is actually a buff, so you can either dispel the buff, or you ignore some buff, or you can like bypass shield. Like for example Fushi is damage that can bypass shield, something like that. Or your damage is actually high enough to break the shield and also do damage to Jiang Zhuli. For example, if the shield is 30k and then your damage is like 40k, so it will only block the 30k damage, and Jiang Zhuli will get the 10k damage. But at the same time, Jiang Zhuli first turn have a 1 turn of standoff, so it's kind of hard to kill him in the first turn of his demon mode. So this standoff here will ensure him to at least jump on one Esper, unless your damage is actually able to dispel his shield or ignore his shield at the same time dispel his standoff, which is Esper like Momo or Moriyama that can bypass his dispel his standoff and bypass the shield and kill Jiang Zhuli, something like that. So it's pretty hard to kill Jiang Zhuli in demon mode unless you have high enough DPS output. Then if Jiang Zhuli is not in demon mode, he can also help his own ally Esper to take 15% damage, but only for single target damage. So unlike Zihe is able to help absorb almost any kind of damage, but Jiang Zhuli is only single target damage. So AoE damage, Jiang Zhuli is not able to help you take damage. Okay, so for equipment suggestion, my own suggestion will be Thunder Set, Ocean Wave, and Astro Set. Thunder Set will be the best set if you're R6, because if you're R6, you no longer have to worry about his demon mode getting CD reduction, or going into CD, or you want him to go into making one-shot people. So let's say I have a R2 Jiang Zhuli and my damage is not high enough to kill the enemy, then you can consider going for Thunder Set. But if you're R6, definitely go for Thunder Set, unless you want to be very disgusting to just keep getting your demon mode on. Alright, so best set I would say would be Thunder Set if you can't kill the enemy. And then if Ocean Wave will be the best set if your DPS is actually high enough to one-shot the target. Because Thunder Set is just to ensure you have higher DPS to kill the target. But if you already have high enough damage, so let's say you have Jiang Zhuli level 70 with high Divinate, and you think your damage is actually high enough, then you can get rid of the Thunder Set, go for Ocean Wave to let you have a RNG chance to let you get back your demon mode fast, because demon mode can be affected by Ocean Wave. Then for Astro Set is a fun set, so it's not really a viable set, but it's something very strong or pretty niche content. Like he goes in demon mode, he jump on one target, then you trigger Astro Set, then you jump on the other target, you will actually have a chance to actually just wipe the whole team from the enemy. So it's a fun set, but I would say Ocean Wave and Thunder is more viable in my opinion. Then for 2B set, I'll recommend Fairy Set and Shield Set, because Fairy Set, you want him to have 100% crit rate, so Fairy Set is easier for you to help you to get crit rate, and when you have easier easier way to get crit rate, then you can go more about his attack or crit damage. Then shield set, it depends if you want him to be tankier, but I don't really recommend you to build shield set, is because shield set cannot reduce the true damage, because like most likely he's gonna get killed by Momo or Moriyama, and Moriyama is a streamer, so it will bypass the 6% of the damage reduction, and Momo true damage will ignore the shield set. So for me, my playstyle, I'll just go full damage, so I'll just go for fairy set. So for the stats to focus, I recommend you to go for crit rate, because you want 100% crit rate, crit damage, attack, HP, and defense. HP is higher priority than defense, because the HP here scales with your true damage do, your lost HP do damage, and also the shield. So HP is also pretty important in other than defense. Alright, so I also mentioned like why I picked the stats. Okay, then this will be the resonance. So target kill in the demon mode cannot be revived is the R2 effect. Then R4 will heal, R6 reduce your passive CD to freaking 2 turns. So value, I would say R0 is actually good enough to be a scary Jiang Li. But if you go R2, you can counter revive Esper, for example Badrun, Fatal Sister, Cecilia, Lien, all these things. Most importantly is after you kill the target, you are able to steal 30% attack from the target. So it will make your Jiang Li's damage even able to snowball, because the more if you kill one target already, your Jiang Li attack will further increase, and it will kind of ensure his second jump is able to kill someone. Then R4, I would say nothing too much of changes. The heal here comes in handy, but not that important. Then R6 is super meta broken, because you can just make his demon mode's CD reduction to 2 turn. Basically, you never go off into demon mode, so you can just go for thunder set, or if you even build him into ocean wave, he can just jump, and if you kill him in demon mode, he can just go back into demon mode again. So R6 is making him very broken, but in my opinion, R2 or R0 is actually a very strong Esper to play with already. R6 is not really that needed unless if you're playing like very high-end PvP, then probably R6, or else I would say R0 to R2 is a pretty good range to enjoy Jiang Li Esper. Right, so let me share my own Jiang Li build. Alright, so this will be my own Jiang Li. He is level 60 R2 Jiang Li with a Divinate 4. I don't have enough summon for him to get R6, and I'm still debating if I should make him level 70 just to make me able to play him in my PvP era. I'm still debating about it, but because I'm not R6 and I want to actually play Ocean Wave, so I'm going for Ocean Wave and Fairy set to make him 100% crit rate. I would say my crit damage is pretty high, but my attack is actually pretty low in a way to compare with the other Jiang Li user. But the speed here is kind of like this, so I'm going for attack percentage bonus, but at the same time I'm maintaining a little bit of speed from my set. I can still boost it if I want to make, so you don't want Jiang Li to be too slow but also not too fast. So I would say the range is around +50 to +70 is a very good range for him to get his speed. And then just build him focus on attack, crit rate, and crit damage. Right, so you can see my Jiang Li HP is not really that high because I'm going for crit damage and attack bonus. So if I'm going for thunder set, I'll get a higher crit damage, but it really depends if my Jiang Li is able to kill the target. If my Jiang Li can kill one target because I have the R2 effect, then I can snowball my Jiang Li's attack. Right, so that's my case. But if you're at R0, probably you want to go for thunder set to ensure you at least kill one target to have his advantage, or else like my R2, what I'm gambling is if his S3 demon mode is actually able to jump and kill one target, then he can snowball his attack. Then I can go for ocean wave and gamble the RNG to reduce his demon mode. I'm trying something like this. I'm still debating if I should make him level 70 so I can enjoy more fun about Jiang Li. But even with the current set I'm using now, with enough luck for me to trigger my Ocean Wave, I can actually kill level 70 Suicide or even level 70 Moriyama. Depends on my luck because I'm building him with Ocean Wave. Right, so basically that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. You can also comment down if you're facing issue or problem building your own Jiang Li. You can also let me know like your level of your Jiang Li, your Reso, and then like stats for example, whatever as well. And see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is JNMP, Sky Elk, thank you so much for your support. And for the supporter or patron of Artiar, which is Louis Schneider, Agni, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwaltz, Rimu, Choni, Antonio Winterspoon, Craigrin, Calamity, Rocco Senzions, Jordan Alons, thank you so much for your support. Special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat for the latest 10. Thank you so much for Code Wardeners, Calamity, Agni, Love Fatima, Fatima Little Underwear, Bloods, Riku Fred, Choni. Thank you so much for your support.